Minute 37 of Dr. No. I'm Brian.
I'm Christian.
And this is the podcast that takes the longest running, most suave, debonair, rock sample examining spy franchise there is, and shakes it out 1 minute at a time, never stirred, because this is Bond.
Minute Bond.
And Christian, what happened in this minute? I'm excited that we've got a lot more background detail to break down.
Well, I think I'm a little confused. I thought this was a hotel.
Yes, he goes into the hotel, but then we cut to the next day during the daytime.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. But yeah, okay, then that clears that up. Yeah, because I was going to say, we see the three blind mice leaving at the beginning of this minute. They're going to have to try again a different day.
I lost so much money on that bet. They didn't have a Matrix fight.
And then, like you said, we break into the next scene, the next day, where he's going into, who is this, geologist?
This is one of the gentlemen who was at the betting table that was gambling with him, Strangway, before he died, and he met at the Queen's Club. This is Professor Dent, I believe?
Oh, Dent, yes.
Yeah, so it's his office, Professor R.J. Dent Enquiries, which made me actually think for a second that this would be like Bond's office in... Yeah.
I thought that too for a second. And I was also thinking about the film style, the directing and stuff like that. And back then in the 60s, and for a long time, the camera doesn't move a lot, you know? Like the camera movements and the way they shoot, the scenes are very minimal. If you know what I mean.
They use a tripod more often. Like there was that shot in
more steady.
Yeah. They had a shot where they were following Pussfeller through his club, but
yeah, that was the most the wildest shot, the most creative shot or whatever you want to call it that we've seen, but
most active the camera has been that we've seen.
Yeah. The most active, because it really, you see a lot of wide shots and the camera just panning left and right. There's not a lot of cuts, like there are nowadays, where you see cuts way more frequently.
Insert shots, stuff that maybe scenes work once you get into the edit bay, but they might not work if you just let the takes go long.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to point that out. I was thinking about that during this scene. And then Dr. Dent here, or Professor Dent, comes out.
Harvey Dent.
He comes out and...
Two-Face.
And he recognizes Bond, obviously, and then
Wait. I'm kidding. His name's not Harvey Dent. I was just hoping you'd notice that Batman villain.
Batman, you jackass.
Before anyone else, gets their pitchforks.
Their dick.
What about my dick?
Anyways.
Did you find it in those samples? They're small samples.
Yeah. It's a small sample.
You still might not be able to find it.
Maybe under a microscope, but...
Pretty powerful microscope.
So Strangway took some samples to Dent, and Strangway thought that they were valuable, right? These rocks, but Dent said that
that's what
weren't.
He told Dent, but I mean, I doubt that Strangways actually thought that, but I took that as like Strangways told Dent he thought they were valuable to cover up why he wanted to examine them.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Was hoping he'd be like, they're not valuable, but why do they have high amounts of nuclear radiation in them?
Yeah.
Maybe like, I don't know, Mr. Dent, but thank you with my...
You're right, so then Bond...
investigation.
Said at the last second, he says, "Can I see them?" So he's gonna ask questions about the rocks, obviously, because he's probably thinking the same thing that you are.
He wants to wonder how Strangways was getting his rocks off.
Yes, and I can't wait to find out in the next minute.
Alright, but before that, let's scrub through this and see some stuff in the background. It is reminiscent a lot to me of Miss Moneypenny's front office area, except this lady doesn't have multiple phones like Miss Moneypenny, so I don't think they got something quite like that going on. She has a typewriter that looks like it says Royal on it. Great typewriter. They have some files in the background, maybe some vinyl. I'm not sure. At around 22 seconds in the bottom right-hand corner, do you think those are vinyl records based on their shape?
No.
Okay. But yeah, he comes out. We have a few pieces of art on the walls, like a table with a plant and some pretty murky looking water, and some other art on the other side that I can't quite make out what it is. But at around the 26-second mark, what do you think all these things are on the table and to the left? I see some rolled up, maybe maps, some research equipment, I see some vials, little things for liquids and such.
I mean, he's a geologist, right? So
yeah, and there's also rocks on the shelves when they go to shake hands.
I see a lot of different types of rocks, and I think just different instruments for geology work.
Yeah.
Different geology instruments.
There's some stools by the shelf near the windows, and another desk that's maybe his with a phone on it, and a couple other seats. But yeah, this guy definitely gets his rocks off every single day.
Every day, just constantly getting his fucking rocks off.
He was the Jake Paul of the 60s. Getting my rocks off every day, bro.
Damn. And he gets paid for it. That's amazing.
You're a lot more willing to go with these dumb jokes of mine when you've had a hit.
Yeah. True.
Even that, I'm kind of bummed at how simple that was. Like, we've got a microscope to put samples under near the end of the minute on that shelf near the window, but there's not a lot of stuff to really break down in the background. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know about. So, actually, since I don't shout these out nearly often enough, I'm going to take a couple screenshots of those minutes and put it on Instagram, and if anyone knows what the names of these certain type of equipment are, please put them there, or in the YouTube comments, of course. But I actually want to learn what some of these instruments are called. But that, I think we can agree that's it for minute 37.
Some geologists listening right now.
You know that they saw the Bond Minute Bond podcast, and they were like, let's see if these motherfuckers want to know about geology. And I commend you, geologists.
To get their rocks off.
I commend you, geologists, who gets their rocks off listening about people wondering about rocks, especially since I know personally, since we've talked, that you hate the Bond franchise, Mr. Geologist, or Miss Geologist, or Mrs. Geologist that's listening right now.
What? Why is that?
This is just another dumb joke I went off on.
Oh, okay.
You gotta ask them why they don't like it. But I admire them listening anyway, and giving a review on Apple Podcasts, or giving this video a like, and subscribing, and checking out the other minute breakdowns.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I mean, it's so easy. You just hit the button. It takes literally no effort. It's like, that's it.
Quite literally, the movement from here to here scientifically is seen as no effort. That was minute.
They're just facts, people.
Huh?
I said these are just facts.
Yeah, FAX. That was minute 37.
My name is Christian.
My name is Brian.
And that was money.
Every penny of it.
Bond.
Fuck, man.
I felt like this was a weirder minute.
Yeah,
So
embarrassed for you.
You bitch. I have no shame. Pew.
Bye, everyone.
I already stopped recording. A burp is stuck. There it is.